You know, it should come as no surprise that I love Spider-Man. I was literally part of a goddamn war because I loved a piece of Spider-Man media so much I couldn't really stand any slander for it. Introduction to the character was through the original Raimi movies that starred my lord and savior, Tobey Maguire. The trilogy was a big hit, a real moneymaker, with a matter of merchandise sales including toys. But thanks to studio meddling, the third installment was soiled. Hell, to make matters even worse, by the time it came out, the rights had already gone to Hasbro. And we all know how that ended. So after the Holy Trilogy ended, the web saga had begun to, lukewarm perception. The toys weren't doing so hot either. Hasbro released their Marvel Legends Amazing Spider-Man figure, which came with a swappable Andrew Garfield head, and was the birth of this shit right here. The second movie in the series was definitely one of the worst Spider-Man movies ever made. It had some good moments, the biggest highlight being that Spider-Man's suit looks a lot better in this installment, but it wasn't enough to save the movie.
No, please.
The toys were, they were alright, I guess. Most of them were gimmick toys, but Hasbro released their actual Marvel Legends for Spider-Man and Electro. And let me tell you, this figure fucking sucks. I actually owned the Marvel Legends Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure for a brief period of time, and it really wasn't good. It was completely inaccurate to the film it was based off of, and to make matters worse, it was completely different from when it was first advertised. Apex had also taken a stab at making Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man, and had huge quality control issues, as well as the color of the figure disintegrating over time, and that coupled with the most egregious scalping I have ever seen of an action figure in my life.
Oh my goodness!
I think it's an open secret at this point that Andrew is the middle child of the movie Spider-Man, and honestly, it seemed like all was lost. Until Spider-Man No Way Home happened. The hype train and the movie itself aside, toy collectors like myself were wondering what was going to happen with the action figure. Well, we got two separate 1/12 scale releases of the Spider-Boys from Marvel Legends and SH Figuarts. While I don't have the Marvel Legends 3-pack, because I canceled my pre-order upon laying my eyes upon the physical figures themselves, I will point out that Andrew's figure is the best in the entire 3-pack. Now, that just leaves his overseas counterpart. How well does he stack up, you ask? Well, as usual, as par for the course, when it comes to SH Figuarts boxes, presentation is everything. Like, just the presentation on here is just fucking amazing. Like, look at the stamp, the seal of SH Figuarts quality, or Bandai quality, whatever the fuck it's called. Now, one thing I will point out that this promotional material is actually from the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and not from Spider-Man No Way Home, which is kind of weird considering there is promotional material of the Amazing Spider-Man for Spider-Man No Way Home. They have one for Tobey, they especially have to have one for Tom, and they have one for Andrew, but for some reason they only put the No Way Home promotional materials on Tom and Tobey's boxes, which is kind of weird. But anyway, let's crack this bad boy open, and let's get a closer look at the figure itself. And here we have the figure in hand, and my goodness, this looks, dare I say this looks amazing. From the clean, almost velvety reds to the navy blues, this is by far the best rendition of the TASM 2 suit. I know Mafex did their version years ago, but that one kind of sucks, and it hasn't really aged very well. But you can't go wrong with this new rendition of the TASM 2 suit. It's got all the details that it needs, and even has his web shooter. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's not fully painted, but it's still there to the point to where, well, it's there. Another little detail I like to point out is, like, in like the alternate hands, you can see like the little pad that's right there for his web shooter activation button, the trigger. Once again, really solid figure. It's not breaking apart in my hands. There are no paint defects present. No imperfections to speak of. It's the same thing I have with the Tobey figure. Like, good amount of detail. Although he is kind of missing the web pattern that is on... He's missing the web pattern that's on his feet, though.
0 out of 10, very inaccurate. But once again, very good job from this figure from SH Figuarts. Now, I think it's time we take a look at his accessories.
So this Spider-Man, like previous versions, comes with a lot of accessories. He comes with grabbing hands, whipping hands, open hands, relaxed hands, open... What the fuck?
Hey, I just realized something. Where are his fists?
Yeah, for some reason they didn't give Andrew any fists. Yet they thought it was okay to include 3 sets of open hands. I can't even wrap my head around it, why a decision like this was made to begin with. Even when Bandai takes 10 steps forward with their figure, 1 step had to be made backwards. He also comes with several web accessories just like with Toby and Tom, and let's not forget the pride and joy of these figures, the pointing meme. Fun fact about this, but it actually was Andrew's idea to do the pointing meme in the movie. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I will die a happy Spider-Man fan if this meme stops getting referenced in Spider-Man media. I swear to God, this shit has been played out too damn much. I think the time has come to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the lack of an Andrew Garfield Peter Parker head accessory accompanied by an unmasked mask. When this figure was first announced, along with the other 2, they did show that an Andrew Garfield head sculpt was being developed alongside Toby and Tom's, but sadly it wasn't meant to be. I'm not sure if it was due to the fact they weren't happy with what they had or if investors just told them to can it, but the unmasked accessories were cancelled and they just went ahead with the base figure. Which I'm not gonna lie, that kind of stinks. You can still see evidence that the unmasked variant head was supposed to be part of it, considering how easy it is to take the neck off along with the head and the flesh-colored ball joint that's right there. But hey, at least other people are fixing this with their own 3D printed Andrew Garfield head sculpts along with giving him fists. Which, now that I think about it, is kind of funny. Like, you think about it for a second. Isn't it funny how some rando with a 3D printer and a paintbrush could print and paint a better, accurate Andrew head, but the big bad Bandai couldn't do it? Anyway, let's move on to... I know y'all are used to me, like, recording the articulation segment and, describing each and every joint. But I don't think I really need to do that anymore. It's got the similar articulation to the other 2 figures. And once again, I'm just going to be saying the exact same shit I would say for the other 2, especially Toby. It's SH Figuarts, it's Bandai. Do you really think they're going to skimp out on us when it comes to articulation? Like, this articulation is fucking top notch. They did not let us down at all with this articulation. This is gonna be something really weird that bothers me specifically, but I kind of wish they added another swivel specifically for Andrew's forearm where his web shooter is. Like, if I do a web shooter thripping pose with him, 9 times out of 10, the web shooter isn't gonna align with where the web effect is, and that's definitely gonna trigger some form of OCD in people now that I pointed that out.
And being an SH Figuarts figure, you know these guys tend to run a little on the shorter side, but he is actually at, I think he's exactly at 6 inches, so that's actually pretty... So this will be a fun size comparison. Here he is next to
Toy Biz Superposable Spider-Man, Dazen Model One Punch Man, SV Toys Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales, Reveltech Amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man, the SH Figuarts War Machine, and finally, his brothers. Finally, I have all 3 of them. If you're wondering why my grade of this figure is, it's a 9 out of 10. And it's only a 9 out of 10 because of the missing accessories. I really highly suggest getting this figure. Hell, I'd even suggest grabbing the new Marvel Legends version if you don't want to spend that much for him. You're probably wondering, well, Arachnid, you have Tom's figure, why haven't you reviewed him? Well, I will tell you right now, I don't like the integrated suit that much. I only grabbed him because it was to complete the set. Now, if you want to know my thoughts on the integrated suit Spider-Man, I'll tell you right here. It is a good figure, and the reason I got him because I saw a lot of other photos and just showed that he was a good figure, despite me not liking the suit. And you know what's funny? After I got this figure, they literally just released pre-orders for the fucking final swing suit. Are you fucking kidding me?